Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are building in the world of Willow Creek on the lot Creek Cabana, which is down in Foundry Cove, the little neighborhood right on the right in the bottom. This house is a 2-bed, 1-bathroom house. One of the bedrooms is an office, so if you wanted it to be like to house more than just one sim, you could definitely turn that office into a bedroom. But for this video and for what I had in mind, it is just one and then a home office. This house is base game only. I figured that this would be a good thing to do for people who don't have all the packs or any packs, or people who just like to play with base game only. So this is base game only, and there's a lot of debug items. So if you don't know how to get to the debug menu, you're going to do Control-Shift-C to get that control bar up, and then you are going to do bb.show hidden objects and then bb.show live edit objects, and that will pull up your debug menu for you when you search debug in the chat. And so I use a lot of debug landscape items that you can see around the world. I use those on this lot, which is really nice because it helps keep the cost of the lot down. When you start doing extensive landscaping, it gets a little expensive because all those plants cost money. We just used some live edit objects and did the landscaping for free. And I really liked how it turned out. It's very overgrown and looks very lived in, and I like that in a house. So you can see the outside of the house came together really quickly. It's a pretty simple shape, and I think it looks pretty nice. Once all the landscaping gets in here, I think it looks so good on the outside. It's just a very cute house, and I would 100% live here. So we're going to work on the floor plan a little bit. It's a really small house, and so I struggled a little bit to get it how I wanted. I wanted to include a home office, and I wanted him to have enough space in his bedroom for a double bed. So where we lost space was definitely in the kitchen. The kitchen is quite small. But everything else, the whole house is small, but for the most part, everything is pretty decent sized. I think his office has a lot of space in it. It's pretty much the same size as his bedroom because, that one would have been another bedroom. But yeah, overall, I think it looks pretty good. We're gonna throw a little fence around. I like to make it look like the fence has like an open gate. But you'll see towards the end that I do switch out the open looking fence for an actual gate, just because we put some things in the backyard that you might want to lock your gate and not have all the Sims come be a part of. So there you just saw that I thought I had the cheat on and I didn't, so I had to type all that stuff into the menu. But now you can see I am pulling out the landscape, I am putting things around. I don't use these little grass pieces very often. I think this is one of the first times that I did it, and I think it turned out so well. I think it really fits into the its surroundings. I don't know, it just looks so good, and I love it so much. I'm definitely ready to do more landscaping like this because it just is very overgrown looking and just so cozy. I love it so much. So so now we're inside. This is the final floor plan. We're going to start by putting paint on all the walls, and I changed the paint so many times throughout this entire video, throughout this entire build. I just was super indecisive. I couldn't decide what I wanted. I wanted it to look neutral, but then I was like, oh, blues, because this man really likes blue, I guess, and he spoiler, he has a lot of blue items, like so many blue items. But yeah, I really struggled with wallpaper and tiling and things of that nature. I think it was because I was trying to stick to base game, and a lot of the items that I use frequently are not base game. Like in kitchens and bathrooms, I either use Parenthood or the Jungle Adventure tiles, and I wasn't able to use those this time. So um, I definitely struggled with that, and you'll see that I'm still fiddling with colors and swatches and types of wallpaper and stuff, and it's not changed. I think at the very end I go back in and I change all the walls again, so things will look a little bit different in the screenshots, and you know what, that's okay, that's all right. So we are in the bedroom now. We are moving in here. He has a pretty simple bedroom. I didn't personalize it too much. It looks very basic. um, I I figured that a grown man wouldn't really have a whole lot of decorations in his bedrooms. It's pretty much just the simples. He has lots of books throughout his house, and he likes to read a lot. So I thought that I would put books everywhere with that. Um, but like I said, pretty basic bedroom. He gets his bed, his dresser. I give him like an exposed closet look by using those wall decorations that are like the clothes on a shelf with the boxes on top. I think those look really good above the dresser, and I thought it looked really nice together. Um, so his bedroom, simple, blue. I struggled with curtains. You'll notice that throughout the entire build, I really struggle with what kind of curtains to put on the windows, because these windows are kind of big, but also there's just not good curtains in The Sims 4. The swatches are not good, and I struggle so much. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for his bedroom. Very simple, very blue. But now we're gonna move into the bathroom, and the bathroom is also pretty simple. I spend a lot of time in the bathroom trying to create this shelf that has like toiletries on it. I had the vision in my head of what I wanted, and I was trying so hard to recreate it, and it was just so hard. I thought this shelf would be the best because it has that bar in the front, and it would make it look like, like the toiletries couldn't fall off, but wow, did I struggle so hard with this shelf. And I end up switching out this shelf for a shelf that I've, first of all, never seen. But it's pretty simple. It has it looks like a piece of wood just on a couple metal things that are like stuck to the wall. It looks really good. You'll see in just a second. I'm going to delete the shelf and then add the new shelf. And that's pretty much it for the bathroom. I add a rug, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple bathroom, very simple. Add a couple towels, and yeah, that's it. We're gonna move to the office next, and I definitely think that this man works from home. I don't remember if I said that at the beginning, but yeah, he definitely works from home. He's a freelancer. He writes, and so he has his little office here where he has space to write. He has lots of books. There's a guitar. I think the office is my favorite room of the whole build. I did a lot of new things in this build. And it starts with the desk. So I first make like a little bookshelf thing on the top shelf of the desk. I think it looked really good. I've never done it before. I really wish that object, that like the books with the binder and the bunny, I wish it came in a different swatch or had like a different item at the end, because it worked really well for what I wanted to do. But I don't think this man would have had a little bunny figurine holding his books up So, um, but for the sake of it, he has it and it works, and I think it looked really good. Um, and then the second thing that I've never done was make a gallery wall, and that's what I'm doing here. I think this comes out and it looks so good in the end. I use these motivational pictures that are also in the like hidden objects menu, and they look so good. I think it really adds to this office space, and it looks just so cute. So I'm really happy with that. And I put this little drawer thing down there because it looked like a filing cabinet. I also realized that I had forgotten to put a window in this room, because when I did the initial windows, I wasn't sure what was going where. So I add a window, add the curtains, and I add a little corkboard here and a rug, and then we move on over to the kitchen. And like I said at the beginning, the kitchen is small. It is a very small kitchen, and I wanted it to be bigger. I was gonna put the stove and the refrigerator right next to each other, but it just wasn't looking very well, and so I extend the counters all the way across that wall with the windows on it, and yeah, he has plenty of space to prepare his food, that's for sure. Um, but yeah, we clutter it up a little bit. It's pretty tight in here. I think if you have more than a couple people in here, it's going to get crowded. There's a table and chairs. There's enough seating for 2 people. I figured that's really all this man will have over at a time, because he's shy, he keeps to himself a little bit, but uh, he'll be okay with just this little bit of space. He has space in the backyard for more people to sit, and if they really want to, they can sit and eat in the living room because he gets a couch and a chair in there. But here you can see we're pulling out items from the debug menu. I didn't know these little macaroni tubes existed until I did this build, and I think these items are my new favorite. I'm probably going to use them a lot. Like I said, didn't know they existed, but I think they're so cute and they're very realistic. Like, I know I have a canister with flour and sugar on my counters, like my counters in my kitchen. So I just think that looks really good, and I really like how this kitchen turned out, even though it is so tiny. It looks really nice and it's cluttered in a really good way. I give him a microwave and a coffee pot for like extra appliances, and there's some clutter around the place, and I think it turned out really nicely. We add a rug and we head on out to the living room. And in the living room, it looks like a lot of space, but it's kind of small. I really wanted him to have a video game console under his TV because I thought that would be just right up his alley, but I completely forgot that the video game consoles come with Get Famous and not Basegame, and because I was sticking to Basegame only, I didn't add them, but I do put this smart speaker down there to act like a video game console. It does not actually do anything that a video game console would do, but if you download this and you want to put a video game console there, I 100% pictured it originally, so like I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be upset if you make any changes, honestly. But yeah, like the living room comes together pretty quickly. This couch is one of my favorite couches. It's technically a debug menu because you have to do a cheat to unlock it, because you can only get this couch at the flea market. But I think it's the most realistic looking couch that we have in the game. I think a lot of the other couches look kind of weird and not real, or like common in most people's houses, where I feel like that one looks like every couch that every person has. So I forgot to put a bin in the kitchen, so I added that quickly. I go back in and I add some artwork, and then we are going to make a little like entryway We give him a table, we throw some clutter on it. I think there's some books and um, a picture and some CDs, but I feel like most people have a table like this in their house, like by their door, where they just like it's like a catch-all where they throw their keys, you throw their mail, you put miscellaneous things on it. It's just kind of like a bunch of clutter and miscellaneous things. So I try to include those in most of my builds, and I think this one turned out really cute. Um, and yeah, we're gonna throw a little plant over here, and oh, maybe we don't add a plant. Okay, well, we are outside now, and we are struggling with seating. I wanted to include seating, but I wasn't sure what. And so, after many attempts, we finally just go with a picnic table. Um, he has a hot tub also out there because he is a bachelor, and I thought that was the perfect thing for him to have. So, we had a little bit more landscaping. We're gonna go back through with these big grass pieces, and we also pull out the low-laying pansies, but not from the buy catalog. And then here you're gonna see I fixed the fence because I was like, oh, the hot tub, that is a sim attracting item if I have ever seen one, and I don't think people just want random sims coming into their backyard. So I put the fence on there, we add some lighting, do some terrain paint, and then we decorate the front porch. We do put a chess table and a little bench just because it looked really plain. I don't think any typical man would decorate the front porch of his house, but for this case it just looked empty, so I added a few things. And now we are coming up on the screenshot. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you!